a little fluff ball rescue, and I got this other joker. Come here. Yeah, you. He always gets a treat when I sit down. They uh, they love treats. Uh, this guy does especially. You. He sat on Skippy yesterday. He's very sorry for that. Okay, so we got a thumbnail for you. It's going to be under longevity, fountain of youth. Let's just stay with that. Longevity and do you want to live forever? How about longer than you are? Absolutely. We were all born into this planet with the understanding that actually there's 7 chakras. Actually, there's more. But the 7 major ones, the one at the base of our spine, that is what keeps us alive. No matter what, we want to stay alive. And we will go tooth and nail before we have to leave this lesson planet. I'll leave it with that right now. So the rejuvenation of this plant, it's an aloe vera plant. Yes, it is. And do you know that the scientists still do not know everything there is to know about the aloe vera? But guess what? If you go back centuries, oh, by the way, it is August 19th, 2025. Now I'm keeping this green. You can watch this 30 years from now and it'll still be green. That's the beauty of it. Because this is information that goes back thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years. This little plant that I just showed you, the aloe vera plant, was known basically in Mesopotamia. And it was first used as medicinal. And it also, I guess it was around 2200 BC on the Sumerian clay tablets. This is why I love looking into history, going back to Sumerian, Mesopotamia, Egypt, a lot of old China stuff, India especially, Aztecs. All these time periods is basically when you get your information. And when you follow our history now, it gets a little blurred. A little dicey, to the point where you got to say, what am I absorbing to be true? So that's where discernment comes in, kids. Discernment is going to be, it's kind of lacking right now, but I feel more information is coming out. By the way, when you get a hold of Google and you ask a question, you write it down. Because as soon as you well, let's just say you touch a button or something and you want the same information, excuse me, it doesn't come back the same way. Yeah, it's just the way it seems to be. So just keep that in mind whenever you're asking a question, because they'll change it on a dime on you, man. I tried to find this information that I'm giving you right now, and it was changed a lot, but I wrote it down, and that's what it's coming down to. So you've got with the aloe vera plant, it goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And they said it only goes back to Mesopotamia. But again, history is really crummy. It goes back to Atlantis, all right? And I won't start, and Mu, Atlantis, okay, both those places. I can't go there because a lot of you don't even know about that history yet. I will go into it, I promise. Hey, who are we saying here? Mr. Sun. Hey, Mr. Sun. Hey. By the way, it's rather sunny here now. Excuse me, in Arizona, it's 107 degrees at about a little after 5 o'clock. Hey, Mr. Sun, I'm glad you're saying hello. Did you know we've already made a sun that is, oh man, brighter than our sun? And, oh man, I did an episode on that. Yeah, we've already created a sun. Yeah. That's kind of concerning to me, but it's going to be for it's going to be for mankind, and the benefit of not needing any more energy. Hey, we got enough energy we can grab out of the sky. We don't have to make no sun. All right. Hey, what are you doing? My little skipper's trying to say hi too. Okay, so where did I leave off? The ancient Egyptians. Now that went back about 6,000 years from what I remember, and the plant was called immortality. That's what this thumbnail is. Immortality. And I want a thumbs up or a down from anybody who's watching any of my videos. So the juice was taken daily by Cleopatra and Nefertiti. Yeah. It was also used for cosmetics on a daily basis. Now, this is all stuff you can find, or maybe you can't find anymore on YouTube. Google. I've known about it for a while, though, even back in my other 20 schools that I graduated. Well, I went to 20 schools and I did graduate, and I heard about that back in the 60s and 70s, all this stuff. So this is common knowledge, hopefully, for most people. So the ancient Greece, they, let's see, Hippocrates. Hippocrates, who the heck was he? Hippocrates. Well, that's where you get the Hippocratic Oath. You know what that is, kids? Well, you doctors know, don't you? It means do no harm. Hey, how many of you doctors are following that, huh? Hippocratic Oath, yeah. And then there was Dioscorides. He was, well, he wrote down healing and the properties. He was, I believe, Roman. And Hippocrates was Greek. Gotta think about these things. Okay, so then we got China. I'm just going down the line on a few of the things I wrote down before they took it away from me. China, they believed aloe vera to be protection, healing, and longevity. And then we go to India. India says it was their go-to plant. That's right. And this is centuries and centuries and centuries. All these, let's say, more experienced continents and countries were into aloe vera, is all I'm saying. And right now, scientists still don't know everything that's in an aloe vera plant, which is amazing to me for all the gadgets, Mr. Gadgets that we got. So then we got the Aztecs. Well, the Aztecs, they thought it as good fortune, protection from evil spirits. Now, also China believed that, India believed that, and there's a few other countries that believe that because of it was a spear type energy, as well as they believe that a lot of maladies, things that diseases that we have are from let's just say not only projections, but yeah, demons and discarnates. That's what they believed. Oh, how far-fetched is that? Well, the Hawaiians understand it to be true also. Philip Ensberg, hey to you too. By the way, I wasn't going to do this on Tuesday because nobody watches on Tuesday. That's what they said. But you know what? I could care less. I mean, I'm concerned, but I got something to say. It's a lot of truth, a lot of information. And someday maybe somebody will get to watch it. That's all I'm thinking. Okay, so we got what do we got? Alexander the Great. Hey, he goes back to his mentor. Who was that? That was Aristotle. Look up Aristotle, guys. It's fantastic. I'm sure they're teaching that in school. Aristotle. Everybody should know about Aristotle. Well, he was into home remedies. He's also knowledgeable of the aloe vera, which he did introduce to Alexander the Great. And what does Alexander the Great do with this aloe vera? Well, he started treating all his soldiers for the wounds that they had. Yeah, so there you go. Imagine that, wounds. Who has wounds? Hey, we all have wounds, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'll go into that another time. We're just talking on physical right now. So then you got the Indians, of the Native American Indians, and they had names for the aloe vera. It was the burn plant, medicine plant, mystery plant, sky plant, and the wand plant. Now I just mentioned a few. There's a whole lot more I could go into, but we are just working on a time limit here. I'm trying to get some things across because I got one story for sure on how aloe vera has affected me, with a nurse that said it was impossible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it was true. She was the girl I almost married, Marcia. I've mentioned her in the past. The one that wanted me to do a lot of vacuuming after some crazy times. What do we got? AG. Hey, hello, good looking. Hey, AG, I appreciate that. That's only surface, though. It's what's in the heart. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Heart is. Some people could look really. Not so great looking, but they have a bigger heart than some of the people that are good looking. Now, I learned that a long time ago. Okay, back to the show. What are the remedies for aloe vera cactus? I got something for you. This is out of all of the continents and countries that I spoke of, and there's more, but I could only write down so much. Okay, this is what I wrote down here. That well, that's true because scientists are now using it for these things. Is that crazy? After thousands and thousands of years, our scientists are finally going into stuff that was written down thousands of years ago. Yeah, I think that's pretty wise. Okay, Mr. Sun, you're back. I don't know where you went, but it's glad to see you're back. Mr. Sun. I love Mr. Sun. Well, you see, you could choose the sun or the moon. I already did something on that. We're children of the sun or we're children of the moon. Something to look up on one of my episodes. So we got the eye conditions. Eye conditions, they used it for impaired vision. Yeah, I believe it was China and India that did that. And then over the centuries, they've used aloe vera for this: headaches, ringworm, hemorrhoids. Ooh, that's hard to sit on, isn't it? I mean, hemorrhoids. Actually, peppermint tea helps that too. Dizziness, burns. Oh, I got something on burns. Oh, baby. I am living proof of that. That's going to be, I'll try to do a story on that, but I want to do the one on wounds, when I had a wound that my nurse said, my girlfriend I almost married, Marcia, she said I had to go for a tetanus shot. I said, but I can't wait to tell that story. Hold on a second now. There's the dizziness, there's burns, there's skin irritations. These are all things for centuries and centuries and centuries. Other countries and continents have used for over 8,000 years. Actually, probably longer, but as our history goes, it doesn't go past 10,000 years. Isn't it remarkable? What about Atlantis? Well, that was before 10,000 years. Please. This cosmic humor is kicking in on me. I can't stop myself. Okay, so for skin irritations, inflammations, constipation, yeah, it's hard to go. This will help you. And it won't take out all the bad, all the stuff that you need in your intestines. Yeah, a lot of that stuff that they give you with pills and drinkable stuff, it takes all that stuff away, and then you can't digest your food, and you keep taking the same stuff. Yeah, I don't want to go there. Hey, Ryan. Hey there. Mr. Sun, how are you? Mr. Sun, I am fine. So you got skin irritations, inflammations, constipation, of course, digestive issues, Diabetic disorders. Excuse me. Isn't it amazing? Diabetic disorders. We have more diabetic disorders now than we had centuries ago. And centuries ago, they used aloe vera for diabetic disorders. Maybe it's something to think about. Well, now they got an insulin for diabetics that's man-made. I've always had concerns about that one. I can't go there. So we got acid reflux. Also, if you have acid reflux, I've found over the years apple cider vinegar. 1 teaspoon in a glass of about 8 ounces of water. Just chug that down and then chug another 8 ounces of water. And your acid reflux will probably be gone within, I don't know, 3 to 10 minutes. I've only had to use it like twice in my life. It was always when my Italian aunts did some kind of spaghetti sauce and they didn't cook it like they should have because all the acidity that was in there. And I've got a great sauce that takes out all the acidity, but that would be another story. So we got the acid reflux. Gingivitis was one of the things that took care of. Sunburn, absolutely. I find though sunburn, you tend to still peel. All right, it'll take care of the sunburn, but you'll peel. So why don't you just use extra virgin coconut oil, and then you won't have any problems with peeling. Now, I'm not putting down aloe vera in any way. I'm just saying there's other things you can use. Gingivitis, sunburn, acne. Anybody got acne? Yeah, it'll help acne. Also, cold pressed castor oil. Cold pressed castor oil. Why do you get acne, by the way? A lot of people eat a lot of fried foods and they don't get acne. Why is that? Well, I asked my mom when I was growing up. I think I got into puberty. I got a pimple. I said, Mom, how did you deal with pimples when you grew up? She said, I didn't want any. You didn't want any? She says, I didn't want any. So, oh, isn't that interesting? So in my mind, I said, I don't want any either. And after that, I didn't get it anymore. We bring on things on ourselves. Now, acne also could be through nervous tension. Maybe the things that are around you that are building up, that there's no escape or something like that. It could very well be diet also. Where are your lips? Ren. Lips. Where's my lips? Here's my lips. Kiss to you. So then we got things you believe, things you bring on yourselves. I've already gone to that. I'll have more on that. All the diseases and things that, sicknesses that we do bring on. It happens that way. They all got a pill for it, or they're going to have, I don't know, things that they'll be able to take out for you. Ryan, do you like dogs? Do I like dogs? I got one on my lap now and another slob that's waiting for another treat. Excuse me. I've had dogs all my life and they've always been rescue dogs. That's the way to go. Rescue dogs, because they will be the most loyal. All right. That's what I've always found. Sunburn, acne, hair loss. Hair loss. For centuries they've used aloe vera for hair loss. Imagine that. Well, they're debating it now, whether it's not. But they also prove that it has all the enzymes and everything you need for your hair to be strong. Why can't it grow? Why can't it grow hair? Okay, Ryan. You also have 2 dogs? That's fantastic. Well, Uncle Martin's looking for a 3rd dog. Yes, I am. I got an acre of land. I got room for probably a couple more dogs. It's just that I don't want to get too pushy. Plus, it's probably going to be a couple female dogs because I got 2 male dogs. You don't want too many male or female dogs, I find that, because they could be, a little more aggressive, maybe. So then we got hair loss. Okay. In the past, centuries ago, leprosy was a pretty big thing back then. Leprosy. We don't have it anymore. There's, I think they're using, whatever it is. It's pretty well known that it can be taken care of. But in the past, they used suspected cases of leprosy, they used aloe vera. And of course, wounds, any wound that you can think of, you put it on. And there's reasons behind that. Hey, Ryan, one of them is a puppy, and he is going to turn 1 year of experience in a couple days. Hey, that dog, after 1 year, so should know you pretty well. Hopefully you have him trained. Hopefully it is voice command. Voice command is very interesting because if you have a dog that doesn't listen to you, what good are they? Then you got to use a leash. You got to keep them on a short leash. A short leash. Okay, now scientists recently have found all these things that for thousands of years other countries and continents knew about. Well, they didn't really write it all down, but this is what we got. Scientists today. Now they got, it's under vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, and polysaccharides. I will only go over vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Know why? Because it's a very long list, and I don't think we have time for everything. Because I want to get to this little cute story about this girl I almost married, Marcia, and she was a nurse, and she knew more than me. When it came through, I put my foot through a steel irrigation ditch pipe. When I put my foot through, it was all rusted. It was all rusty to the core. When I put it through, it was fine. It was when I pulled my foot out and that big flap of skin flapped over my foot that she got a little excited. Sorry. She did. But I promise I'll get to that in a second. I just gotta get through the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and we're there. We are there. So we got there's many health benefits, including anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial, and wound healing properties. This is what scientists found out. Yeah, imagine that. So on the vitamin side, okay, vitamins. On the vitamins, it has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B12. B12 is very important, by the way. Look that one up. It also has folic acid. Now, on the minerals, hey, minerals are pretty interesting. The minerals, it has calcium, chromium, copper, magnesium, potassium, sodium, manganese, and zinc. Very, very important for the body. Amino acids. Does anybody know what amino acids are? Okay, they're the building blocks of the proteins that we need in our body. Now, out of all the amino acids, aloe vera has 20 out of the 22 that our body needs. Hey, isn't that amazing? And this is all the scientific stuff that I'm telling you about. Now, there's a tryptophan, thank you. Tryptophan. Now, this is something new they just found in aloe vera. It is the 9th essential excuse me, amino acid that our body needs because we can't make it. We need it through other supplements, through other foods. And it's a precursor of serotonin and melatonin. So we've got amino acids. It's all needed by the human body, and it provides, actually, aloe vera provides 7 of the 8 essential ones for our body. Now, these are the building blocks of proteins for immunity and our metabolical growth and muscle repair. So we got all of this. I guess we're missing that. Okay, I guess we're there. Good, we're all done. We're all done for what I had to read. Now we got something for you. Little true story. I know I'm going a little long here, but my little rescue dog, Lightning, doesn't care. Know why? Because I have one more. One more for him. That's all I got is one. After this, I don't care how much he licks my face. There is no more. So enjoy it, and be gone, dog. Okay. I'm sorry. I love these guys. Okay. So it comes to Marsha. Marsha, the one I almost married. Ah, by the way, Uncle Martin. Uncle Martin was almost married. You know how many times? 4. And she would have been the second one. Why aren't you married, Uncle Martin? You know why? Because I'm pacing myself. Anyway, Marsha, she witnesses something. I'm doing irrigation. I didn't own this property at this time. It's an acre of land. I bought it from my parents. But at the time, it was like 80, 81, 82, between 81 and 82. And Dad was not, he didn't. I always told him I'd help him with the irrigation. So it was like in the afternoon, we had an hour to go with irrigation. And as I was cleaning out the pipes and making sure the water flow came down to us, because it was an acre and a half of pipes that had to be cleaned so we get our water. And there was always people stealing our water. Why would they do that? People are people, I guess. And I put my foot right through the, it was about a 2-foot irrigation pipe steel. And my foot went through it. Total rusts. And when I pulled my foot out, that's when the top of my foot, the flapping of this, it was cut. My top of my foot was cut, and it flapped over. Now, it wasn't bleeding. Marsha and I are looking at my foot, and it's just like kind of a white, a white clear substance. There wasn't any blood. I was amazed. I guess it was only a couple layers of skin that flapped over. And she's screaming, "Flap it over, flap it over." I said, no, hold on here now, hold on. There's some aloe vera over here. And I love aloe vera. I have it growing all over my property. Here, take a look. Aloe vera, I've known about the healing properties since I was 10. And I said, Marsha, grab one of those aloe vera plants, which was growing right off to the side. And I said, rip it off and give it to me. So I squeezed all the juice on top of the flap. I didn't flap the skin back over yet. I put it all over the top of it, squeezed all the juice on there, and then I flapped it over. And then I kind of slid my hand over the top, made a perfect, it seemed like it went back together, like it's supposed to. And I said, Marsha, because on the fence I had some duct tape, gray duct tape. Excuse me. You can make a lot of things out of duct tape and a wire hanger. Let me tell you, and that'd be another story. So I wrapped my foot up with duct tape, and she's screaming, "When was the last time you had a tetanus shot?" I said, I don't know, like maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we gotta go get a tetanus shot. I said, hey, hold on a second. I got another 45 minutes of irrigation here. We're gonna do that, and then we'll go home. So I finished up the irrigation. I didn't get my foot wet anymore, by the way. And so I got home, and she says, okay, let's get dressed. Let's go to the hospital. I know the people are going to give you the tetanus shot. And I said, nah, I don't think so. She says, what? It's been 10 years with a tetanus shot? You're not going to go get one? I said, nah, I don't feel good. I don't feel positive about going down to a hospital. And you know how I feel about doctors, you know. Mom always said, physician, heal thyself. I'm a physician now. I want to do it. She says, you know, doctor, I'm a nurse. You better listen to me. I said, look, Marsha, stories. We debated for over an hour over this stupid tetanus shot. Now, by the way, if you're in this situation, I highly recommend for you to be at ease, go get a tetanus shot. All right. I'm just saying, for me, I've always experimented on my body because I was told many times I was a doctor many lifetimes, and I can't go into that either. But we were brought up, physician, heal thyself. That's what I was doing. I was now a physician, healing myself. As far as I felt, this aloe vera was fantastic. It was doing a good job. So she kept saying how I had to go get a tetanus shot. I kept saying how it wasn't necessary. Finally, she broke down. I broke her down for her to say this to me. She said, fine, don't get a tetanus shot. You get lockjaw, I won't have to listen to you anymore. I thought that was rather negative, but I did laugh. Needless to say, aloe vera is a it kills microorganisms. It's used for wounds since Alexander the Great. I was just wondering if it would work for me on a rusty situation, which it did. But I'm not saying for you to do this. I'm saying that this is my experience. And I got one more short story on aloe vera. That's right. Anybody that's lasted this long, give me a thumbs up or down. Hey, if you join the club, that's fine. So the next one was 3 years ago. That's when I was doing this YouTube. It was on Christmas. I always went out on Carefree to some friends of mine. It was a family, and we always got together on Christmas. Well, this particular Christmas, I had just started YouTube. I had done episode 1, I did episode 2, and I showed it to Doug and the G-Man, their son. And Doug said immediately, says, "This is fantastic. Who does your writing? Who does the script?" I said, I got somebody that writes it down for me. Yeah, the guy upstairs. Because from episode 1 and 2, I have over 500, by the way, and episode 1 and 2 all the way to whatever, I have never, ever, excuse me, edited one word. So this live stuff is really nothing, because if you look at any of my episodes, they're all live, basically. I have not edited one word. Whenever you have people editing things, you look at it and say, hey, what am I missing? Uncle Martin with Uncle Martin. You're not missing nothing. You're getting it all. Ryan, is that a garden or a whole jungle? Well, Ryan, that's a very good question. These are aloe vera plants that I have next to me, and they grow all over the world. They grow anywhere from 3 inches to 30 feet. Ooh, I'd like to get the 30 feet one. Mine are about 3 to 4 foot that I got growing in Arizona. Okay, so some people would think it's a jungle. I've got them all over the property. I do believe they do have something to do with negative energy and keeping it away. Go into that. A lot of cultures, as I said before, believe that too. This guy thinks he's getting another goodie. Sorry. I already told you he only gets 2. So, yeah, there we go. So I showed him episode 1 and 2, all right? Angelic Care. Hey, where the heck you been? Hey, Uncle Martin. Good to see you, Angelic Care. Just wondering what happened to you. Hope your brother's doing well. I'm sending him prayers. So, so here that night on Christmas, 3 years ago, I had my brand new phone, and I could feel somebody push me behind me, but I could. We were around a fire, and I brought wood. It was like 100-pound logs and stuff, and it was a really nice fire, but it had burnt down to where a lot of coals were. Angelic Care, you are so kind and thoughtful. Angelic Care, I always love your comments. You know why? Because you follow me even when I'm not live. But I'm sure you're getting, I don't know, maybe information that you could try. I want you to try that food grade diatomaceous earth and give some to your brother also. It's going to give him compounds and elements and minerals that he doesn't have. Just may help him out, okay? I'm just feeling that inwardly. So I felt somebody push me into the fire, which I've always been one with the fire. I'm not quite a fire walker, but I believe I can be. And I'll go into that another time. So as I went forward into the fire, I put my hand out, and I guess my phone was in my other hand. And when I came back out, I looked at my hand, and there was a lot of black cinders. There was also some white, I don't know, white bubbling on my hand. Now I'm talking about fire that's like purple blue, which means it's got some heat behind it. So when I looked at my hand and I saw those, it was chunks of charcoal and the blistering that went on. I said, "Hey, what is all this ash?" So I wiped the ash away. It wasn't ash. It was my skin. So when I looked at my hand again, this right hand right here, it was missing skin, probably about 6-7 layers, all right? And I had third degree burns. I know because I've had them before. I kid you not, but that would be another story. Now I looked around, and about 7-10 years ago, I gave these folks some aloe vera. Now they were not watering the aloe vera as they should. But when I moseyed on over there, which was within 30 seconds, I grabbed a bunch of the aloe vera, and it had a little moisture to it. So I started squeezing it and everything. I put it on my hand. And then I had the biggest aloe vera plant I could find, and I squashed that all up, and I zipped down the middle of it, and then I put that on my hand, covered my whole hand. Then I wrapped it up with some duct tape. I went into Doug's a mechanic, and he had all kinds of tape, but I picked duct tape. I think it was a green or blue. I can't remember. So I wrapped it all up. I go to sleep on the couch. I think I watched a little movie or something. And by 2 o'clock, this was at midnight, so by 2 o'clock, I was definitely asleep. Now I wake up at 6 in the morning. Lona is going to the hospital. It's time for her to go to work. And she says, "What do you have on your hand?" I said, "You know what? I think somebody pushed me in the fire." She says, "That's impossible. Everybody was asleep. You were the only one out there." I said, "Oh, okay, I gotta take your word for it." So then she says, "Where's your phone?" I said, "I don't know. Would you mind calling it for me?" So she calls my phone. No answer. Actually, she got my voicemail. And then she says, "Well, maybe it's in the back." She says, "By the way, what happened to your hand?" I said, I think I burnt my hand." So she says, let me see. And you know how nurses are? Doctors are the same way. They want to see your boo-boo. They want to see what's behind that bandage. So I opened up the bandage. And she says, "Oh my God, you have 3rd-degree burns. Come to the hospital with me right now. I've got people that can help you with but they don't even know everything." I said, "Nah, I don't think so." I said, "I'm going to go get some more aloe vera. I'm going to use that." She says, "No, you got to, those are 3rd-degree burns. I know, I've seen them." I said, "Yeah, well, I don't feel good with hospitals, huh? I just don't feel good about it." So I did go out to the fireplace, and now I found my phone. It was all melted. Totally melted. A few strings. And so I had episode 1 and 2, that I did not even publish. I did not even put up on my videos yet. So I was like really discouraged that I put all that time into 1 and 2. What am I going to do? Well, um, I was going to go buy another phone, but I remembered that I had bought another Galaxy phone. It was an S9 back in the day, and I had lost it. And son of a gun, when I got home, I looked under my seat of my driver's seat that I looked at many times before, and there it was, another phone. So what I did was I did. If you ever go to my very beginning of all my videos, episode, I don't know about 2, no, episode 1 for sure. When I'm moving my right hand around, you'll see the scab I got, and that was after 7 days. All right, and I did this as a scientist. So I took pictures of my third degree burn, and then I took a picture every day, and I kept sending Lona my pictures, and she says, "This is amazing. You just can't heal that quickly. That should scar you the rest of your life." Oh, really? I don't see any scars. I see an M. See the M? The M means you're from Atlantis. Anybody have an M? If you do, you're from Atlantis. We had over 3,000, we had over 3 million over there in Atlantis. And we're back again in America, by the way. That'd be another story. So what I'm saying is we have aloe vera through the centuries being used all through the world. And Uncle Martin used it on certain times to where it's helped me. My last little quickness is when you get one, okay, when you get one, like, just grow it to where it's like about these big, that big there, okay, that big. And what you do is you cut down the middle, take the dark green off with a either peel it or maybe with potato peeler, something like that, so you have only the white flesh. This is what you do: take the white flesh, put it in a mason jar with purified water. And you put it in there for any time you're going to get a burn or a cut, and you slap it on. It'll help you. But let's just say you don't get a burn or a cut. What do you do with that? Well, after like 3 days to a week, you start drinking that water. You start drinking the water, and you'll find all the stuff that I talked about. You know, vitamin A, C, B12, E, all the amino acids, all the minerals are going to be going into your body, and that's going to rejuvenate your body and make you a lot healthier. Actually, you start put it on your face, and it's a rejuvenant. Okay, I've yet to put it on my face. I just use cold pressed castor oil. But now that I've done this, I think I'm going to start using aloe vera. Just something I'm thinking about. Okay, so those of you that lasted this long, do give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, at least a comment, because once I post this, I don't get anything anybody ever said on me. It's going to be all you on whatever questions you got, and I'll do the best I can in answering them. So I'm not going to be able to be doing any lives because of my schedule. It's pretty crummy now. So this is Tuesday, so I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No more lives. I'll try to do a short. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I will definitely do a live on this Saturday. My numbers. It's the 19th today. So go to Saturday, and that'll be the day at 5 o'clock that I'll be going live. Okay. That's what Uncle Martin has for you today. Longevity and the Fountain of Youth. It's something we all can have. For centuries, we've known about it, and it's been kept from us. So now knowledge is power. Spread the wealth. Ryan, 2 p.m. in the morning, where I am right now. Ryan, 2 p.m. in the morning? Where are you, in another country or something? Ryan, where is that? It's because it's 5:30 maybe? Or, yeah, 5:30? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Well, I'm thinking you're like in Germany or in Russia. Is that right? Am I close? And by the way, I have stayed up to watch this. Ryan, you stayed up at 2 in the morning to watch Uncle Martin? That's amazing. That makes my heart soar like a hawk. And that was by little big man. When little Dustin Hoffman goes to tells his grandfather, whatever, and his grandfather says, "That makes my heart soar like a hawk." I love that movie, Little Big Man. Um, not only was he playing Indians, he was an Indian, and that was me, because not only was I playing Indians, I was an Indian. They gave me a name. I can't give it to you. You're in Ireland. Oh, Ireland. I love Ireland. I know I've been there many a time. I've never kissed the Blarney Stone. I have never kissed the Blarney Stone this lifetime, but I know I have. And St. Patrick's Day, there is something about that guy. He did get rid of the snakes. Now they said snakes would never be in Ireland because of the cold and all that. No, there was snakes. Then there wasn't, and that was during. And by the way, St. Patrick did a lot of healings. A lot of healings. He did. He brought the sick well. He brought people that were deceased back to life. There's churches all over Ireland for St. Patrick's. So Ryan, next time you go to an old church or a church with experience, tell St. Patty I said hi. He's always been a close friend of mine. So all you people in Ireland, Scotland, I love the Scots, and Iraq, Iran, I know you've been watching. Germany, you've been out there. I've watched you come aboard. We've got India. I've seen you. You're like 5% of India is watching me on right now. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Alex, have you ever had lumbago? Lumbago, I believe, is a lack of nutrients. You might want to try aloe vera. Also, lumbago has to do with the joints, I believe. So try this also. I've been on it for 5 years. It's called Food Grade Diatomaceous Earth. Please try it because it has compounds and elements we do not get in our food. And what it does is it takes care of inflammation. It takes care of things like heavy metals, especially stuff that you have a hard time thinking, or you have situations in your body to where there's inflammation. It goes immediately to that. Food grade diatomaceous earth. It's basically a diatom that's the receding of freshwater or saltwater. And I started taking it 5 years ago. I wasn't doing too well. And now I can climb a rope. I'll show you that one of these days. I'll have that live. Climb a rope, yeah. Navy rope. I was brought up on one. And then I was able to walk around without a cane. And now I'm able to kick a football. I'm able to jump a fence. Which I had to do the other day. Some kids were giving me a hard time. They said, "Who is this guy jumping a fence?" Yeah, I'm able to do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do before. All right. Okay, Alex, I understood it to be lower back pain. Okay, lumbago. Okay, lumbago. Yeah, lower, probably third or fourth vertebrae. Now that I'm thinking about it, try this: cold pressed castor oil. Don't forget about the food grade diatomaceous earth. That could be another thing that's going to help you. But definitely on the lower back area, apply castor oil packs. Look up Edgar Cayce castor oil packs, please. And when you apply this poultice on your back, it goes down all through the 7 layers of your skin, down through your tendons, down through all the ligaments, through the muscles down to the bone and bone marrow. It rejuvenates going down, and then it rejuvenates coming back up. So I would definitely say your lower back is definitely going to feel better. I've already ripped my, see the shoulder right here? I totally ripped it. I ripped it, shredded it, and yeah, I didn't go to a doctor. I fixed it through Castrol packs. I guess I'll do another episode on that one too. It was just lifting some stuff that I wasn't supposed to lift. Actually, I was told not to lift, but I did anyway. Yeah, once you rip the tendons, know what they're gonna do? Know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go with sutures and cut those, and they're gonna put those tendons back together for you. Yeah, they're gonna cut you open and put those back together for you, and that's what they do. I didn't go that route. I fixed it myself. I'm as good as new. I've done this all my life, all right? I'm not suggesting that you stay away from a doctor. I'm not suggesting that you stay away from a hospital. I'm just saying it's really hard for me to go to either one of those places. Now, I did go when my eye went 52 pressure and it turned yellow like an orange, or it turned orange like an orange. I went to my regular doctor who was like, hadn't seen in 15 years. He said, "Where have you been?" I said, "I've been fine." I said, what can you do with this, my eye?" He says, "I can't do anything. You got to go to a specialist." Specialist, there's always a specialist, right? And so I went to the specialist, and he says, "Oh my God, 52 pressure. Oh God, I don't know if I can save your eye." I said, "Hey doc, do the best you can." I guess that put him at ease, but it took 2 years for them to bring it down to between 9 and 13 pressure. That's normal with your eye, 9 or 13 pressure, they say. Mine was 52. I'll go with that too. I got a great story for that one. But after they said I had to put drops in the rest of my life, every 2 to 3 hours, or at least once a day for the rest of my life, I said, you know what? Uncle Martin's drawing the line here. I think I'm going to start doing my own stuff, which I did. By God's grace, I'm able to see out of both my eyes. By God's grace. Okay, Alex, Angelic, all you little followers right now. I gotta go. It's going on 52 minutes. How did that happen? Hey, 52 minutes, 5 and 2, that's 7. That's very spiritual. I will see you this Saturday at 5 p.m. Sorry for the 3 days that I won't see you, but maybe you have time to look at some of my other episodes that you might have missed. Thumbs up or down. Comment would be nice. Until then, be well. God victory. Until I see you Saturday, 5 p.m. Tell a friend. Be well. God victory.